Hello there, and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, welcome. I hope you will enjoy the video currently showing, and please leave your comments below after viewing. If you enjoy the video, please like and subscribe to my channel, for there will be more videos to come. And thank you for your interest. Hi, and welcome to the Bourton on the Water. In this video we will travel around the village to explore some of the beautiful sights on show, as well as discover some of the history about this beautiful place. There are lots to do within the village as we will discover, as well as explore some of the places and sights on offer. I do hope you enjoy this video of this fascinating place, as there is much to see and do. Bourton on the Water is a village and civil parish within Gloucestershire in England. It lies on a wide flat vale within the Cotswold area of outstanding natural beauty. The village had a population of 3,296 at the 2011 census. Much of the village centre is a designated conservation area. Bourton on the Water is a classic Cotswold beauty spot. The River Windrush flows through the centre of this beautiful village. The Windrush at this point is a peaceful waterway, scarcely more than a shallow brook, flowing at a gentle pace. It is spanned by a series of very low stone pedestrian bridges. name Bourton comes from a combination of the Saxon words bur and tun, so the village is literally the settlement beside the camp. There was certainly a camp or fortified settlement as early as the Stone Age, and the Romans built a camp on the west side of the current village. The village, Bourton on the Water's High Street, is flanked by long wide greens and the River Windrush that runs through them. The river is crossed by 5 arched bridges, built between 1654 and 1953, leading to the nickname of Venice of the Cotswolds. In the centre of the green is High Bridge, built in 1756, and near to Payne's Bridge, built in 1776. Extremely close to Payne's Bridge stands New Bridge, built in 1911. Opposite the old New Inn, we find the Coronation Footbridge, built in 1953. This was to replace a wooden bridge, dating to 1750. The long and wide village green stretches away from the river, offering a popular place for visitors to relax and enjoy a picnic, while watching ducks float past along the river. From the green, a footpath leads beside the river to one of Bourton's most popular attractions, called Birdland, home to a wide variety of birds from around the world. The River Windrush in Bourton on the Water, near the entrance to Birdland, directly beside the large visitor parking area on Rissington Road, is the Dragonfly Maze, a popular hedge maze that was created by Kit Williams, who famously created the Masquerade book and treasure hunt. Not only do you have to navigate your way to the center of the maze, but pick up clues along the way to solve a tricky puzzle. At the corner of Rissington Road and Station Road stands the Old New Inn, a beautiful hotel and pub, which dates to 1712. Behind the New Inn is another popular visitor attraction, a miniature village, recreating the entire village of Bourton in miniature to a 1/9 scale, down to the most accurate detail. The model village took 5 years to build, and in 1937, it was opened on Coronation Day. The village usually has more visitors than residents during the peak tourist season, as there are some 300,000 visitors arriving each year. This is compared to under 3,500 permanent residents of the village. High street shops in Bourton on the Water. Many of the shops that line the high street date to the 18th and 19th centuries, and most are built of the local golden-coloured Cotswold stone, as it displays a wonderful warm glow in the sunlight. If you continue to walk along the High Street past the Green, the domed Georgian tower of St. Lawrence Parish Church eventually comes into view. A short walk down the High Street from the churchyard brings you to the Mousetrap, a traditional 18th century inn with blackened beams in the bar. This is famously the only pub in Britain named the Mousetrap. Local tradition claims that the novelist Agatha Christie once visited the inn during her visit to the village. The novelist Agatha Christie also wrote a play called The Mousetrap, and it's been running continuously in London since 1952. Just west of Bourton runs the road A429, which happens to follow the course of the Roman Fossway, where the local people simply call it the Foss. Between the Fossway and the village lies Salmontsbury Meadows, a 44-acre nature reserve, a site of special scientific interest, run by the Gloucestershire Wildlife Trust. Within the meadows are the remains of Salmontsbury campsite, including an Iron Age earthwork enclosure with evidence of occupation as early as the Neolithic period. In 1860, a hoard of Iron Age currency bars was discovered, and Saxon burials have been found on the line of the earthwork defences, as well as inside the enclosure. Across the foss, and reachable by the public footpath, is the beautiful village of Lower Slaughter, including Upper Slaughter. These are interesting places to visit during your visit to Bourton on the Water. The village's churches. There are 3 churches in the village. These include Our Lady in St. Kenelm's Roman Catholic Church, Bourton on the Water's Baptist Church, and finally St. Lawrence's Church of England. The latter is usually open to visitors during the week. Being it is a Grade 2 listed building, part of the building was built in the 14th century, but major modifications were made in the 1780s and in the late 1800s. Tourism. Bourton has a number of tourist attractions. During the summer, a game of medieval football is played, with goalposts set up in the River Windrush itself. 2 teams play with a standard football, as the referee tries to keep things in order. Crowds line the banks of the river, and the aim is to score as many goals as possible, while everyone else gets soaking wet. The model village in Bourton on the Water can be found behind the Old New Inn, and is a 1/9 scale model of the village. At the Bourton Model Village, you will find the River Windrush with its distinctive bridges, and the beaches with the willows and chestnuts all in miniature. At the churches, you can even hear the choir sing. The model village is a replica of the Bourton on the Water village. It was built by local craftsmen in the 1930s and opened in 1937. The model village was awarded Grade 2 listed status in 2013 in recognition of its uniquely precise details and the genuine building materials and methods used, replicated as those used in the construction of the life-size village. Model Railway. The comprehensive model railway section specializes in British and continental with a full selection of scenic accessories available. You will also find a vast array of other toys and specialist items including plastic kits, paints, die-cast models, radio control cars, Scalextric, Lego, preschool, dolls, soft toys, games and lots more. With an extensive model railway department which includes Hornby Collector Centre, Fleischmann, Bachmann, Payco, Graham Farish, Fuller, Preza, LGB, Superquick, Metcalf, Ratio, Wills, Model Scene, Scalextric Race Centre, Gold Star Stockist for Corgi Collectibles, Burago, Matchbox Hot Wheels, Auto Art, Maisto, Siku, and Lido. The Motoring Museum. Located in the beautiful village of Bourton on the Water, the Motoring Museum is a fascinating journey through the 20th century. The museum is housed in the former blacksmith shop that once was used by the Alldays firm from the 1770s. At the far end of the village green, near the large war memorial, is the Motor Museum, featuring historic vehicles from the early 20th century, including vintage and classic automobiles and motorcycles, etc. You can also see displays of original enamel signs and a vast array of motoring collectibles. The Motoring Museum is an award-winning museum in Bourton on the Water, hosting one of the UK's best collections of cars, motorcycles, toys and motoring signs. The Cotswolds Motoring Museum, along with its toy collection, is one of the village's most well-known and well-loved attractions. The museum houses various collections of vintage cars, vehicles and memorabilia. The museum's toy collection will also send you on a trip down memory lane, with toys and games from your childhood. You can also see a recreation of an early garage operated by Jack Lake, who was Bourton's first mechanic. There is a program of guest vehicles, with past guests including James Hunt's F1 car. Though the main focus is on motoring, the museum is full of the everyday paraphernalia, making motoring so popular, including picnic sets from the 1920s, alongside caravans, radio sets and gramophones, etc. The Dragonfly Maze, designed by Kit Williams. Located in the idyllic village of Bourton on the Water, is a hedge maze that lovers of puzzles will enjoy to explore. When travelling to England, without visiting a maze is like having a scone without cream. This verdant land is known for its hedge-lined labyrinths, and one of the most fun kid-friendly mazes located in Bourton on the Water. The Dragonfly Maze incorporates a series of clues and puzzles throughout the maze. These clues must be deciphered in order to fully complete the game. The concept for the game within a maze was inspired by the 1979 children's book by author Kit Williams called Masquerade. Williams' book provided readers with obtuse clues and riddles that would lead one lucky winner to the location of a golden hair treasure. Taking this model of riddles and rewards, the builders of the Dragonfly Maze had placed their titular golden insect in the middle of the maze. However, the dragonflies contained inside of an elaborate frog automaton was designed by Kit Williams himself. To liberate the bauble, visitors must not only find their way to the middle of the maze, but also solve all of the clues to get the clockwork frog to give up its dinner. Unfortunately, even if the puzzles in the maze are solved, the dragonfly is just to be seen and cannot be taken. However, the real prize in the Dragonfly Maze is the sense of wonder and adventure brought on by going treasure hunting in a hedge maze. The Birdland attraction. Start your day with a visit to Birdland Park and Gardens, located next to Rissington Car Park. The park is home to over 500 species of birds and is one of the best places to visit in Bourton on the Water. Among the 500 species at the park are flamingos, pelicans, and even king penguins. Over 50 themed habitat areas, laid out in gardens beside the river, are home to flamingos, pelicans, cranes, with storks and owls and penguins to name just a few. You can see birds being fed while listening to a regular lecture about your favorite species. Along with a close encounter session with an experienced keeper, as well as the acres of beautiful parkland to walk around. There are many attractions and experiences at Birdland Park, including the chance to feed the penguins. For the kids, there's a Jurassic Encounters attraction. A discovery zone, and an outdoor obstacle course with a play area, making it a great option for families visiting Bourton on the Water. History. The earliest evidence of human activity within the Bourton on the Water area was found in the Slaughter-Bridge gravel spread, where the Neolithic pottery dated from 4000 BC was discovered. Moreover, excavations of the Sarmontsbury campsite give evidence of almost continuous habitation through the Neolithic period in the Bronze Age, and throughout England's Roman period, from the years 43 to 410 AD. Icknield Street, also known as Ricknield Street, ran from the Fosse Way at Bourton on the Water to Temple Bar in South Yorkshire. There has been ancient Roman pottery and coins discovered in the village itself, which gives clear evidence of extended Roman occupation. By the 11th century, a Christian church had been established, and the village developed along the River Windrush as much as it is today. Hundreds of years earlier, a Saxon timber church was located on the site in about AD 708. It was built on the site of an old Roman temple. Some of the St. Lawrence Church on that site today was built in the 14th century, although most of it is from the 17th and 18th centuries. The village was served by a passenger railway between 1862 and 1962. Tourism did not become a significant factor in the village until the 1920s and 1930s. Tourism in the village was helped with the opening of a model village in 1937. There was a significant increase in the population between 1931 and 1951. Following the formation of the Territorial Force in 1908, the town for recruiting was granted to the Royal Gloucestershire Hussars. Following this formation, the regiment maintained a troop from B Squadron. Today the regiment, now a squadron of the Royal Wessex Yeomanry, continues to recruit from this area. The Cotswolds School opened in the village in 1988, following the amalgamation of Bourton Vale Secondary Modern and the Westwoods Grammar School. It achieved academy status in September 2010 and was named Comprehensive School of the Year in 2015, and then again in 2016 by the Sunday Times. During construction of the school's maths block, it was discovered to be situated upon a Roman cemetery, which also contained Iron Age roundhouses with burials and pottery. The houses and shops in the village are constructed of the Ashley yellow limestone, which are characteristic of the Cotswolds. They also have the embellishments that make Cotswolds architecture so beautiful. Whilst projecting gables with string courses and windows with stone mullions, drip molds and stone hood molds over the doors. Parts of the James Bond movie, Die Another Day, that was released in 2002, were filmed in the car park at Bourton on the Water. and on the former aircraft runway at RAF Little Rissington. Landmarks of Bourton on the Water. The true landmarks of Bourton on the Water are the 5 bridges that cross the river, all constructed of local stone. At the western end of the village green is Mill Bridge, built in 1654, and originally called Broad or Big Bridge. Next is the footbridge in the centre of the village green called High Bridge, and was built in 1756. This is followed by Payne's Bridge, built in 1776. The footbridge, which stands close by, is called New Bridge, and was built in 1911 by a local benefactor named George Frederick Moore, who was a successful tea planter. In 1953, opposite the old New Inn, the Coronation Footbridge was built to replace an earlier wooden structure dating back to 1750. When the railway was built to connect Cheltenham to the Midlands, a Mr. Pullum used a horse-drawn charavan service to bring visitors from the industrial Midlands over the hills from Cheltenham to Bourton on the Water. The very first tourists were on their way to see the Cotswolds, and by 1881, the railway line ran from Cheltenham to Oxford via Bourton on the Water, including Kingham. Though the railway station closed in 1962, Pulham's coaches remain part of local life, along with visitors who still come to see this beautiful village. Bourton on the Water Railway Station. Bourton on the Water was first served by rail with the opening of the Bourton on the Water Railway in 1862. This was a branch line from Kingham on the Oxford, Worcester and Wolverhampton Railway. The station was situated just to the north of the village. The Oxford, Worcester and Wolverhampton Railway later amalgamated with the Great Western Railway in 1881. The branch was extended westwards and formed part of the Great Western Railway's Banbury and Cheltenham Direct Railway. The station closed to passengers in 1962 and later to goods in 1964. The closest operating railway station is now in Moreton in Marsh. The heritage Gloucestershire-Warwickshire Railway uses part of the route of the former Great Western Railway's main line. Situated in the Cotswolds, it no longer passes through the village. Enjoy the walking trails in Bourton on the Water. The Cotswolds is an area of outstanding natural beauty, and there are many walking trails in and around Bourton on the Water, with beautiful countryside with views from the village. For a pleasant short walk which requires no map, walk towards the War Memorial and Cotswold Motor Museum in the centre of the village, and follow the River Windrush along the Windrush Way. You You can walk a short distance along the riverside path until you've had enough, and then turn around and come back the same way. If you're feeling energetic, why not follow the 10-mile walk from Bourton on the Water, walking to the picturesque villages of Lower Slaughter and Upper Slaughter, including Nanton, as you stop at the Slaughters Country Inn as you pass through. You can also enjoy a more relaxed afternoon in Bourton on the Water. After a busy morning, you can spend the rest of your day in the village at a more relaxed pace. Take a walk alongside the River Windrush, or into the surrounding Cotswolds countryside, or simply enjoy a leisurely stroll around the village, whilst visiting the shops and boutiques. Enjoy a paddle in the River Windrush. If walking sounds too much like hard work, then simply enjoy a little stroll alongside the river in the center of the village. The River Windrush is only 10 inches deep, as it flows gently through the village, so it's a great place to paddle your feet, or for children to play during those hot summer days. Going shopping. There are lots of great little boutiques and independent shops in the village, making Bourton on the Water a great place to shop for something unique. You can walk around the village while stopping at various shops along the way. You can start along the High Street, then cross the river and continue down Victoria Street, before crossing back over the river, and then back to the High Street. Lining the High Street are several cute gift shops, selling handmade crafts along with candles, homeware and trinkets. Also on the High Street is the Victorian Christmas shop, where you can purchase beautiful hand-painted Christmas decorations and baubles all year round. Why not treat yourself to an ice cream? As the day comes to an end, and you've done a lot of walking, you can treat yourself to some delicious ice cream. There are 2 great ice cream shops in the village, both located alongside the river. These are the Botanicals Marsfield Farm Ice Cream and the Cotswolds Ice Cream. If it's chilly outside, you can swap the ice cream for a cream tea or coffee and a nice cake in one of the cozy tea rooms instead. Places to eat in Bourton on the Water. Bourton on the Water is a charming village in the Cotswolds located in the heart of England. With traditional stone buildings and quaint cottages, together with beautiful scenery and surroundings, it's not hard to see why the village is one of the most popular and beautiful places to visit in the Cotswolds. The River Windrush flows gently through the center of the village, providing a pretty focal point for the village alongside the green. Although the village is small, there are many shops, cafes and attractions to keep the whole family entertained, making Bourton on the Water a great day out for the whole family. After a morning full of activities, it's time for lunch, and you have lots of options to choose from. Bourton on the Water has a great range of places to eat for all budgets. We can start with the Rose Tree Restaurant, a popular choice if you want something more upscale. It is slightly more expensive, but has a great atmosphere and is perfect for a special occasion. The Croft and the King's Bridge pubs that face the river are both great options. If you're looking for a pub lunch or something lighter, the Bourton Riverside Cafe does great reasonably priced sandwiches. Another popular tea room is the Chestnut Tree on the High Street. If the tea rooms along the Green and High Street are busy, there's another 3 great options on Moore Street which tend to be a little less busy. If, however, you're visiting Bourton on the Water on a budget, you can pick up something to take away from the Cornish Bakery or the Chip Shed, located next to each other on the High Street. On a great day, one thing to do for lunch is to bring a picnic and pick a spot on the village green, alongside the River Windrush. It is worth noting that many of the cafes, tea rooms and restaurants are very busy around lunchtime, especially on weekends in the summer months and in the holidays. Therefore, if you have a specific place you want to dine for lunch, try and reserve a table beforehand. The Bourton on the Water Visitor Centre is the place to visit to pick up maps of the local area and walking trails, as well as information on local attractions. The Visitor Centre is situated on Victoria Street, behind Victoria Village Hall. It is only open at selected times and days depending on the time of year. Between April and October, the Visitor Centre is open 10 a.m. to 5 p.m, Monday to Saturday. In the peak season of May and September, it is also open on Sundays 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Between November and March, the Visitor Centre is only open Monday to Saturday 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. in the convenience shop. There is a small Londis convenience store on the High Street in the centre of the village, which is perfect for picking up some snacks or a bottle of water for your day out. If you need a larger store for picnic supplies, there's a Co-op supermarket on Station Road, which is next to the Station Road car park, where it's just a 6-minute walk from the High Street in the centre of the village. Public toilets. There are toilets located in Rissington Car Park, and also by the church at the other end of the High Street. The toilets are 30p per entry, and you can pay with cash or by contactless card. governance. An electoral ward of the same name exists, and includes Colt Aston in addition to Bourton. The total population of the ward at the 2011 census was 3,676. The village itself had 3,296 people. The estimated population in mid-2016 was 3,482. The Bourton-on-the-Water parish is bounded by the Fosse Way along the northwest, while the eastern boundary is defined by a series of brooks. These are namely Slaughter Brook, the River Declare, and the River Windrush, whereas the southern boundary is associated with a watercourse that runs between Bourton Hill and Broadwater Bottom. Special designations. The small historic core of Bourton-on-the-Water, along with associated areas along the River Windrush, have been designated a UK Conservation Area. This Armonsbury campsite, a nearby Iron Age habitation, is designated a UK National Scheduled Monument. English Heritage designates 114 buildings within Bourton-on-the-Water. All have Grade 2 or Grade 2 listed status. Grade 2 buildings indicates particularly important buildings of more than special interest. Sport. The village has its own non-league football club called the Bourton Rovers, who play in the Hellenic Football League at the Rissington Road ground. A hub of activity, the club has been established for over 120 years and is the home of the world-renowned Football in the River, a historical football match, played on the August bank holiday annually within the River Windrush. Various celebrities have participated in this event, which is often televised and attracts thousands of visitors to the village, helping to raise funds for the upkeep and prospects of all the teams. The best way to travel to Bourton-on-the-Water village. There are two large pay and display car parks. These are located in the village at Station Road and Rissington Road. The machines at both of these car parks only accept cards. However, you can use the Pay by Phone app at Rissington Road. Both of these car parks are just a few minutes walk away from the main centre of the village. However, they do get extremely busy during the bank holidays and weekends in the summer months. If you ride a motorbike, you can park free of charge at Rissington Road car park. Although motorhomes and caravans can only park at the Station Road car park, and you can only enter and exit the village from Station Road. Public transport. The best way to reach Bourton-on-the-Water using public transport is to travel by bus or train to Cheltenham Spa, then from there, you can catch the 801 bus to Bourton-on-the-Water. The bus journey takes approximately 20 minutes. Notable people. Here are just a few of them. Actor Wilfred Hyde-White was born in Bourton-on-the-Water in 1903. Major General Dudley Johnson, a British Army officer and Victoria Cross recipient, was born here in 1884 and fought in the First World War of 1914 to 1918. Racing cyclist Sharon Laws, who competed in the 2008 Summer Olympics, grew up in the village. If you enjoy the video, please like and subscribe to my channel. I hope you will come back again, as more videos will be uploaded soon. And thank you for your interest.